All right, we're back. Judd'z Budz, episode 123, Gretzky plus Bogosian episode. As always, your host, Spokesy, joined by my good buddy, Mr. at State of Hoppy. Hoppy, how are we doing today?
I just can't believe Bogosian was the go-to there. That was,
I don't know any other.
Quite the poll.
No, I can't. We hate the other one now. Not really. But
Actually,
anyway, no, couldn't be farther from the truth. Actually,
the signing was just baffling. That's all.
Yeah, I was just thinking current roster. That's it.
And I'm honestly just way more interested in the fact that it's 1, 2, 3. Like that, just for whatever reason, that just makes me happy.
1+ Marco Rossi. There you go.
Wait,
how are you, dude? What's going on?
100. Okay, yeah. We're getting by. We're figuring it out. Kinda, sorta.
Hell yeah. Had a nice guest on the most recent Fellowship of the Rink there.
Dude, honestly, Paul Martin's quite the dude. He's fun. I could have talked to him for like 2 hours.
Yeah. I had heard pretty much nothing about him in terms of like personality, off-ice stuff, whatever. And immediately I was like, oh, I like this guy. This guy's got great vibes. So
that's the thing. I knew he was like a very well-liked guy, but I just wasn't sure what to expect from personality. And like, yeah, once the Gophers are back, we might have to try and get him on a little bit more regularly because he's a talker and he's got a lot to say.
Yeah. Another great episode. More just phenomenal content getting churned out from Fellowship of the Rink. I just got to get right to it because the amount of real estate this has in my brain right now. I don't know if I can watch the Olympics ever anymore. Not because I dislike anything that's going on. Like I'm not, I think there now is a super weird argument which I don't want to, do at all about the boxing stuff. I have no interest in that discourse.
What?
The boxing stuff. Yeah, not gonna get into it.
Of interest. I think it's bullshit, but that's as much as I'll get into it. Like it's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
I'd say like there you go. It's crazy. Like oh god. Anyways, I am learning about 77 different events. I had no clue one existed in general. But I also just didn't know they were Olympic events. I sat down at the last drop the other day and looked up, and on the TV screen there was cross-country equestrian going on, and I was like, what's going on here? It's like mountain biking, except you're on the fucking back of a horse. These motherfuckers are like coming down the hill, like tripping over roots and shit, jumping over like bushes. I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? And then I look at the other TV. There's 3-on-3 basketball. That's an event. There's I am just looking at
the one that's so good though is the equestrian one where it's like the horse is like doing like the steps, and you just know like Snoop Dogg just chimes in right away. He's like,
that's all time.
What is this?
that clip of him talking about equestrian is so all time. He's like, oh, the horse creep walk, cuz.
Yep.
Hey.
Oh,
that clip. That is one of the greatest clips of all time. But
that's the content we all needed.
I had to eventually go to. So after that was Monday or Tuesday, I think. I got home and I just sat down like in shock.
Wait, before or after the drop?
After the drop, I got home and I was just like,
like 3 a.m.
No. I was responsible. I was just bored for a little bit, needed to go kill some time, and my friend was working, so I just went down there.
Your friend is always working. Aren't they all your friends?
Yeah, exactly. It's the cheat code. But That's just what I say for an excuse to go down there by myself, which is, I mean, I do that all the time anyways. By the way, solo bar trips, phenomenal. A+. Recommend 10 times out of 10.
The what?
Solo bar trip, just going by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
The bar, of course, depending on the bar. But
yeah, there's good ones.
But I'm not. I got home from the drop. I was just sitting down in my room, like, what just happened? And I have had to take a hiatus from the Olympics. My brain cannot wrap. I can't. The events that are going on. I have so many questions. Number one, I bet the qualifying process is absolutely hilarious. I immediately got Balls of Fury vibes, just like the ridiculous path to the Olympics for all of these events. I made a list, and I eventually got the courage to actually go to the 2024 Paris Olympics website just to see how many events there were that I was just like, no fucking way. I made a list. I'm pretty sure some of them, it's just funny the way they worded it, but they've been Olympic events forever. The first two, artistic gymnastics, which is just funny.
Sorry, is there? Wait. Is that like? Can you say that with your Boston twang?
Nope, I can't. Number two, artistic swimming, which is just a very funny. It's funny that they put artistic there. Wait, I can't get off of that. 3-on-3 basketball. At first, I was like, breaking? What is that? Clicked on it. Breakdancing. There is Olympic breakdancing. That apparently.
Breakdancing.
Yep. The canoe slalom, which on the TV looked like whitewater slalom course kayaking. And I was like, who is doing this?
I want to stop you right there. I'm in for that. I want to watch that.
Yeah, I was scared. I was very scared. I was afraid sitting at the drop, like, oh my God, he's going to drown. So that was one. There's also the canoe sprint. I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck that is, but it sounds outrageous. And then the other one was just, again, cross-country equestrian. I did not know any of them were events in general. Like, how many people worldwide are doing this shit and competing? And I need to know what the qualifying process is. Like, is it that grueling of is it, did people like just find a way to be able to say that they're Olympic athletes by doing something that like 47 people in the world do? Because it is so funny to me. That some of these events are at the Olympics. I'm like, fuck yeah, good for you. That would be on my. I need to find something.
That's the thing. Like, what is something you do that like really no one else does or would want to do, and you can just become the best at it? Like that. That's the way, right? A lot
of people do this, and I'm not the best at it. But terrible podcasting. We might have a shout. I
want to know what the grading like scale is, though, right? Like with gymnastics, right? They go through and do their routine, and you have no goddamn clue how the score comes to be. Artistic.
How artsy was the maneuver? Like, it's crazy. I don't know what it is. Yeah. I'll tell you. I'm assuming that's what the canoe slalom. I'm assuming it was not a canoe. It looked like a fucking kayak. It was one person, and it was whitewater, like insane. I couldn't. When did that become a thing?
Oh no, that's sweet though. But we need more of that.
Yeah, and then just a couple other positive Olympics notes. I was in tears laughing at the drop because on the other TV was ping pong, aka as we in the business call it, table tennis.
No, we in the business call it ping pong.
Yeah. The dude from Denmark was taking single bites of a banana in between sets, just getting that potassium flowing through, a steady flow of potassium. The trainer, which is also very funny to me, a fucking ping pong trainer, was sitting there like whatever, coaching? I don't know, like yelling during the match or whatever. And in his hands, a water bottle and a fucking half-eaten banana. And I was dying laughing. And yeah, Denmark pulled that one out. Heroic effort on his part. Kicked the shit out of that guy from Portugal. No banana for that guy. So the banana was the difference. But I just can't get enough of it. That shit to me was so funny. And I also love the fencing. They have their country's flag on the mask. I don't know why, but that made me laugh too. So anyways, the Olympics, I don't know if I could do it. It's really like I'm just so distracted from what's actually going on. And I'm pretty sure my friend that was working the drop that night made sure to only put the most absurd events on the TV or on all the TVs. I was surrounded by chaos as well as one usually is at the last drop. But anyways, I just needed to get that off my chest. I haven't stopped thinking about it. It's like I've been rocking like 12, 13-hour days at work, which is always fun. And the whole time I am just thinking about these crazy ass fucking events at the Olympics, and I can't stop. So I don't know what to do about it other than talk about it. So, thank you for coming to my therapy session because this is fucking me up.
Thank you for attending my TED Talk. I don't know. I'm pretty simple when it comes to Summer Olympics. Like, I'm not a summer guy. I'm definitely Winter Olympics, but I will watch the gymnastics for sure. I will watch beach volleyball for sure. That's really as far as it goes for me. Like, I'm sad that I've missed out on a lot of the ping pong / table tennis. 3-on-3 basketball, I didn't know even existed. How crazy is it too that like basketball and hockey are both winter sports, yet basketball is in the Summer Olympics?
I am so confused.
Weird. I don't get that, but whatever. That's fine. The one thing for me that I think they need to do to fix swimming in the Olympics, because we've been spoiled. I have zero interest if Phelps isn't involved. What they need to do is literally for every one of these races, take like Phelps's record and have a line that like shows where Phelps would have paced. And I will watch that shit to see how far everyone lags behind Phelps. Like that would get me to watch.
3 days behind you. They are 72 hours behind.
Have you seen? Dude, I hadn't seen this before, but have you seen the thing where there was something Shaq used to do where it was basically like ridiculous competitions against like top tier athletes? It was 3 women from the Olympic swimming team and Shaq against Phelps swimming the 400 meter. Phelps did every leg of it and only got to dive in initially. And the 3 girls got a pretty hefty lead. And then it was basically Shaq with like a pool length on Phelps and seeing who would come out the victor. Great.
I love that. Shaq is just the best, by the way.
The picture of Shaq and Simone Biles. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's like holding on to his kneecap.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, actually, speaking of swimming, do you see that video of Katie Ledecky fucking swimming a full length, like not slow, with a smoothie on her head, like balanced?
I have not seen that. No.
It is insane. Like I was like, I wonder if
she's just like when Tom Brady's like throwing the football into the like football launcher and it just keeps on throwing back to him and he's playing catch.
Oh, I don't care. I don't care if it's fake or not. I have seen that, but I'm saying I don't care if this is fake or not.
Still cool.
Like I'm pretty sure it is real. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, so I guess it's not that cool. But no, it's fucking insane. She has like a snorkel in, so she doesn't have to like big her head up. And literally the thing, I mean, it doesn't move. And she is going not slow, like fast. Yeah, again, just more Olympic things breaking my brain. So maybe I shouldn't have watched it, but I can't handle it anymore. I gotta stop watching it. Again, not out of disdain, more just self-preservation. I need like a couple of my brain cells to be functioning. Not for work. I don't care about that. Just to get from point A to point B every day. But anyways, I needed to get that off my chest.
No, that's good. I'm glad that you hosted your TED Talk, got your therapy session in.
That'll do it for the episode.
You see the video of Michael Vick throwing a football out of the stadium. I haven't seen that one, but I did see Uncle Rico throw a pigskin over them mountains. So
very real. All state.
Hey, coach would have put him in. They would have won the championship for sure. No doubt in his mind.
No doubt. Anyone's mind.
All right. Moving on from Olympic talk. One very near and dear to my heart. Jeff Merrick.
Yes.
Wow, dude. Wow. Sportsnet is, granted, I think it's out of their hands, but Sportsnet will deeply regret this.
Yeah. So I am still, I don't know if confused is the right word. I saw like he posted that he's leaving, so I was like, oh, like I guess that's crazy. Like he is moving on, doing something else. I wonder where he's gonna end up. And then slowly more and more info starts like coming out about it. It's like they fucking fired him. I think it was this morning I found out about, I guess, what the reason was. And
it's still a little murky, but yeah.
And I just like finished reading it. I was like, well, this is fucking bullshit. What?
Yeah.
We're really going to do this? Like the draft? And it's because of the gambling thing? Meanwhile, have we not, like, has this not been a funny joke that has always happened forever? Like the fucking Seattle Kraken?
Agreed, right? We're going to talk, 79-year-old Frank Saravelli. So the way they explained it, because Katie Strang was on the Athletic Hockey Show, which I don't generally listen to, but as soon as I saw that they were talking about Jeff Merrick, I'm like, yep, I'm going to listen to this. I think the key distinction is Saravelli is using information that he is acquiring of his own accord, and he is not at all affiliated with any of the broadcasts talking about, the Seattle expansion, for example, right? Jeff Merrick is getting insider info because like they have to know for the broadcast ahead of time which player is getting picked, so that they have everything queued up for production, like getting all the videos up and whatever. So he knows before most people who's being selected. And apparently it came out that apparently the NHL teams are also aware before the pick is in, because they want to keep things moving quickly and they want the teams to know like who just came off the board. But it's because Sportsnet is the vessel through which he got that information. And he is then sharing it while he's on that broadcast, and he's giving it to a buddy who, like, that guy was just using it for purposes of, kind of doing the Saravelli thing, right? And apparently it's a big old no-no for whatever reason, because apparently most of the sports books like won't even let you bet on the spot for like who is the next pick. So I don't understand the gambling concern here. It's weird. I understand why it's like a little bit of a problem, and like maybe like he needs a little pee-pee whack, but to let go of, I guess if we want to get into semantics, you could say he's their number 2 talent. I'm sure they think that Friedman is their top guy. Dude, Jeff Merrick is the best in the business, period. And wherever he ends up, he is going to make them regret this so much.
Yeah, legitimately one of the most likable people in hockey, like across the board. I was pretty bummed out when I found out it wasn't actually his decision to leave. It was like, again, because when it first came out, it was Merrick saying that he was moving on or whatever. And then again, like I was pretty bummed out that I slowly started getting angry about it. It just sucks. Like that is the person that you absolutely need in hockey. 100%. Hit like him together with Friedman. Incredible package. Not gonna be the same without him, obviously.
Who do they even consider replacing him with on that podcast, by the way?
I would assume Elliot's probably like, I don't know.
He has to. He has to keep doing it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I just don't know.
I don't know, man.
With him, it's weird. Actually, nope. I decided. I know who they need it to be. Kevin Bieksa.
Oh yeah, there you go. Probably.
That is the only way they can salvage it, and that I'll keep listening to 32 Thoughts. If it's Friedman and Bieksa, I'll keep listening, but I'm still going to prioritize whatever it is that Merrick ends up doing. So,
yeah. Yeah. Either way, man, huge fucking bummer. It really feels like a bunch of bullshit. I mean, I don't even understand how it would have even. Again, I haven't actually like listened to that episode. Haven't really done a deep dive in like the article that came out. I just saw like blurbs about it. In my head, and again, I am just saying this without doing any kind of actual like deep dive into it. I don't understand how it would have even come about that was going on. Like, in my head, it doesn't make sense unless someone was like just had a weird vendetta against fucking Jeff Merrick, which I feel like that person doesn't exist. And I don't know. It doesn't really seem like a big deal either way. So either way, it just sucks. Jeff Merrick is the man. Very cool dude. Great person. One of the best people in hockey. And hockey is going, or well, sports. I'm sure he will pop up somewhere. But like in the meantime, a major loss for hockey in general. While we wait for him to pop up wherever he ends up next. So shout out Jeff Merrick. Absolute beauty. Love him. And hockey needs him back as soon as possible.
Completely agreed. Before we get into the next one, Z, this is like not only taste, but this is one of the coolest beers ever. So Lupulin, the ones that we did the collaboration beer with for the state tourney, they took the owner of the brewery, put him on the label, and turned him into Tommy Boy. And the beer is called Did I Catch a Niner in There?
Oh my God.
It's just him with an M&M's bag, wearing the whole getup. It is fantastic. It's got the deer there. The whole thing. It's just brilliant. Did I catch a niner in there? And it's a delicious beer too, to boot. So like, shout out to our friends at Lupulin. This is one of the best things you guys have come up with. I love it. Brilliant.
You could put fucking milk in that can, and I would be like, "This is the best beer that's ever." I would take one sip and be like, "I will never have another beer in my life ever. This is the only one." By the way, sneaky, one of the funniest movie lines ever. Did I catch a niner in there? I don't know. That line specifically in Tommy Boy sets me to another fucking galaxy.
Were you trailing off there? Oh, that has to be you. And it's just a garbage bag duct taped. I don't know. It's a great line for me. I don't know. That's one of my favorite movies. It's probably not even a top 5 line in the movie for me.
Yeah, I watched that movie probably like a couple months ago, and it had been like a couple of years since the last time before that I'd seen it, and I forgot about. There's so many just absolutely incredible ones that you can't possibly remember every single one unless you watch it like every week, which I mean, yeah, worth it.
See, the best line,
I was just dying.
My favorite one that I used to drop on the regular, I can't anymore because it uses the very, very un-PC R word now. But it's when they're like doing the whole tour of the facility, and Tommy's just like lagging in the background because he got hit in the head with the conveyor belt thing, and he's just like fighting it. And they look back, he's like, "I was checking the specs on the end line of the rotary dirter that I'm R word."
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best sequence. It's so good.
No, it's not even a line. It's also the little hair flip that he does. It's like, I don't know why, but every time he does that, I just fucking die laughing. But what a movie. God damn it. So, yeah.
The most underappreciated, I think, from that movie is the entire sequence on the sailboat.
Yeah, that's fucking phenomenal.
Quit playing with your dinghy.
I have to watch that again.
Lady, look out, there's a fat whale on your boat. Yeah, free Willy.
So good. Oh, I love that movie. God damn it. But yeah, so that can, big win. Put anything in that can. I'm drinking it and telling everyone it's the greatest beer of all time. So there you go. Hey, the return of the man the myth, the legend, the greatest hockey exec.
Perhaps it's a good thing this got announced because he might have been a threat to take over Jeff Merrick's mantle with his recent work with Sportsnet.
Exactly. The man that has the key. He has all the keys to every city in Minnesota. Everyone loves him. Chuck Fletcher returning to the NHL. New Jersey Devils. They were doing everything so well. They were like, hey, I feel like we're doing a little too well here. Let's fuck with everybody a little bit here.
I don't think I'm like just way out to lunch and naive. I don't think I've ever seen someone be the advisor to like several named positions. He's like the advisor to the president, head of hockey ops, and the GM. It's like, wait.
Yeah. No, Chuck, it's listed here as senior advisor, not just advisor, senior advisor.
It's because he's old.
To the president, hockey operations, and general manager, which is just president of hockey ops and GM. I love it. He's back. I mean, New Jersey couldn't have you can't let them bat 1,000 in one off season.
I know, but
I wish they had a sense of humor. Honestly, the Devils social media team, they have a legit sense of humor. They should have just made that title friend, hockey ops, friend of hockey ops. He's been around for a while. I don't know. He's just everybody's buddy, and he's just telling people what he thinks all the time. I don't know.
We're gonna let him hang out, and we're gonna send paychecks.
Yeah, because I mean, what's fucking Ray Shiro's title right now? Pretty much the same thing. Is he a senior advisor?
Similar idea.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, every time Ray Shiro comes up, I tell the story of when I saw him at BC. That guy was not watching a single second of the hockey game. He was legitimately facing the other way, talking to some other dude, telling stories. So again, his title should be good buddy in hockey ops.
So Ray Shero, I first was not aware that his name is Regean, Regean, or that he's actually from Minnesota. That's news to me.
He's a beauty.
Was not aware. He is currently. I'm trying to see now.
I'm pretty sure he's just he was also a senior advisor.
Yeah, except he was a successful GM. So there's a difference.
It's all. Yeah, he's just the friendly senior when you're a freshman in high school. That's what it is. He's just funny. He's a cool dude. No enemies. He's just a good guy. And he's
Chuck is the senior that gets beat up and stuffed in a locker by the freshman.
Yeah. So it's all good stuff there. New Jersey, fortunately, again, he's just advising. I guess whatever. Him and Fitzgerald.
That's low-key brilliant. No, they go to him for advice, and they're like, "Oh, good, you don't agree with us. That means we're probably making the right decision here."
All right, so trade him for what?
Chuck, for the last fucking time, we're not trading for Ristolainen. Stop.
But have you seen him?
Let me bring him in here. Let him stand next to you and tell me you don't fucking want him.
Yeah, I do love that though. Who? Oh God, there was someone else. Oh, I remember now. The Ottawa Senators, for a couple months, I think, hired Pierre Maguire to do something, and to this day, no one really knows what it was. And I remember immediately after he got hired, it was probably fucking Merrick and Friedman talking about what is going on, when all these people interview and shit. It's usually you interview everybody, even people that have no chance to get the job, because you just pretty much it's an open forum. Let them dish on what they think about whatever, and you can kind of take that for what they like, and then if you like what they're talking about, all right, we could maybe explore this. But usually it's just part of the interviewing process is literally getting several different kinds of opinions about some situation. And then the fucking Senators are like, fuck it, let's do it. I wonder if that's what went on here with the Devils, where it's oh shit, he made something up. He studied. What's that app that you have? We want that app. but give it to our DevOps team so they can fucking fix everything that happened. But the app sounds cool. We want that because we don't have cap friendly anymore. We need some other app now. So that's how they're going to fix that.
It's the only way. It's the only way. But yeah, I don't know. We can make jokes all day about Chuck Fletcher. It's just how does he keep getting jobs? Like people still like regard him highly. Like why is he brought in by Sportsnet as like a special guy to like be part of their panels and stuff? Like he must have done something in some other life where people are like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing when he's shown everything but.
Yeah, I do. I'm not going to do this, but like in my head, I can't even say I'd like to. I am debating the idea of just actually doing like some kind of like deep dive into what he's done in hockey other than have a very successful father in the business. And just see if like, am I missing like a streak of like 2 years where he was just fucking crushing and just made a bunch of great moves and led some team to like some kind of success. I don't know. I need to figure it out because like it's so funny that the last couple of years Sportsnet's had him for the draft and like is their go-to guy when they ask questions. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. He's like, yeah. And then he just makes something up clearly on the spot. But hey, I don't like being mean, but it's just sometimes you just put it on a platter for us.
I'm not gonna be mean, but if I was gonna be mean, this is what I would say.
Yeah, this is what I would say. It's fucking crazy. It's insane. Senior advisor to everybody that works here. That's nuts. He has a say in every single decision that gets made about anything hockey related to the New Jersey Devils. Like, what if the contract says that you have to go to Chuck and ask him? Like, some guy has an idea for a trade. Like, God damn it. Hey, Chuck. And they have to lie. You probably have to lie.
No, you'd bring him, like, just a written out deal and, like, put in yourself measurables and just, like, fudge the measurables. Like, oh, this guy's actually 6'5". Chuck's like, listening?
He just goes, do it. I don't care. Yeah, do it.
So he's basically the front office version of Corey Pronman.
He's like, hold on, let me punch this into my app.
Now, let's be clear. That was not meant to say that Corey Pronman isn't smart. It's more just their affection for large players. That is the only parallel. Corey Pronman's smart. Yeah. Chuck Fletcher's not.
Yeah. But anyways, Chucky 2 trades, as Bob McKenzie used to call him. He's back in the NHL. So, Jesus Christ, Cosgrove. Moving on. I'm not even gonna.
All right, moving on to actual positive. I mean, I guess it's kind of positive when other teams get Fletcher because we get to sit back and laugh. But the most positive news possible: Brock Faber signs the ticket. $8.5 million each of not the next 8 years, but after this coming year, the following 8 years. What do you think?
I love it. I mean,
that is the correct answer.
I feel like the smallest number everyone heard was like 9.5, and to lock him up for 8 years at 8.5. Number one, you're not doing some kind of bridge deal. Clearly, it's a Minnesota kid. He wants to be here. Like, and not unexpected, but like, I'm trying to think how to word this. I think everyone was pretty confident that he would do well this season. I did not have him playing 82 games in the cards. Like, I didn't see that coming. I thought at some point he would hit like that first full year in the NHL on a team that's not loaded with talent to protect him. Everyone was correctly at the moment, like in the moment, assuming that he's at some point he's going to hit a wall where it's like, all right, he's got to like give him a game or two just like to settle. And that just never happened. Not only that, we saw flashes of offense that I don't think aren't like unreplicable. Like when you look at all the points that he put up, some of the work on the power play that he did, like it's not like he did anything that he can't, like it was never in his wheelhouse in the first place. But so I try to say, like, not unexpectedly was a stud as a rookie this year, but like I don't think any of us could have possibly predicted like how well it would go, the amount of points that he did put up. But I mean, again, the kid just played 82, the full season, all 82 games, half a point per game, and was easily their best defenseman. Logged over 30 minutes on several occasions. I think he finished averaging just under 25 minutes a night. And it's what's crazy is this is his first year in the league. He's only going to get better. And now with the cap that will continue to slowly go up as well.
Yep. And Lethal Migraine says here 8.5 was the number. Sanderson signed 8 times 8.05 after his first season. Faber is better. It is the biggest second contract for a defenseman ever, which is actually not correct. But other than that, I completely agree with your sentiment, Lethal Migraine. I don't know if there's more, but I know just off the top of my head, Makar made more. But either way, my biggest thing here is I thought it was going to be more. I thought we were looking at 9.5. And if we play out the next year, of course, everyone now is like, oh, why are we paying him a year early? Because this is the one guy who can actually increase his ticket. Be mad about Middleton a year early. Be mad about Zuccarello, about Foligno, about Hartman a year early. Like, those I'll completely agree with. Faber actually had room to increase his value and really stick it to us. I'm very okay with 8.5 beforehand. Let's go. I love this. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. And again, like, I think what makes it so interesting is, like, he is as young as he is. Again, like, that means he's only going to get better as his career progresses. And the defending, that aspect of his game is already solid. He was easily the best, most consistent defenseman all year this year, which is, again, insane. Like, it's fucking crazy.
My question for you, though, go ahead.
But what really is intriguing to me is what I was saying before about, like, the offense. That, again, it's not like when you go back and watch, like, all the points that he put up, it's nothing that wasn't realistically in his repertoire before. Like, they're not just like bullshit hopeful points from the, like, or whatever, like, not like bullshit second assists. He doesn't need the power play. So if there's room for improvement in his offensive game in general, where you could actually lean on him for, like, secondary offense on the back end, and then you look at the prospect pool that continues to come up here, like, there's a couple guys, I mean, we'll talk about Z Williams soon here, that project to be legit offensive or defensemen that have legit offensive upside. When you just pair that with, like, a guy like Faber, who is at this point giving you a little bit of everything, or a lot of everything, really. But that's what's most intriguing to me. If he can continue to grow the offensive aspect to his game, like, he is already a stud, but this takes him into a whole new realm of, like, the type of player. And this exact mold is a very rare, like, you don't really get many of these defensemen that, like, first of all, again, as a actual true rookie, put up half a point per game, and he is an absolute stud lockdown defenseman at 20, what was he, 21, 22?
He's 21 going on 22.
Right. It's crazy. So I will absolutely lock in that early investment. You just sign him up for just shy of a decade for 8.5 with a cap that's going up. And again, like, that cap hits once the other buyouts are done. But I would assume, and again, as I've said every week now I think I said this all year long, I'm barely on, like, hockey Twitter anymore. I would assume people are like, oh, like, they find something to bitch about. And it's just funny to me because, like, they can't even really cry about, like, oh, no points. I'm like, well, half point per game, which none of us expected. So you can't cry about that from a defenseman. Like, I think he was probably top 6, top 7 in points on the fucking team as a defenseman. So you can't cry about that. Health, not an issue at this point, 1 year in, but played all 82 games.
I mean,
was like Fair enough. But again, played all 82. So like moving on here.
But I'll say, to your point on the offense, right? What's going to happen when he's playing with Brodin instead of Middleton? That's just going to open him up to step in more, which is great. But I do have a question then. Do you think that he should be quarterbacking the first power play?
I mean, ideally, no. But when you look at what they have right now, well, that's the thing. When you look at what they have right now, I don't really see, like, I think on a team that has a very, okay, go ahead, you go.
I'm all aboard the Chisholm train.
Yeah.
Now, if he fails, sure, change it. But I would give him every opportunity to do that. He's basically the Calen Addison replacement, doesn't have quite the same vision and creativity, but has way more power, stature, and can shoot the puck better. That's a guy that I have no problem giving the keys to that, to let everyone else play the meaningful penalty kill 5-on-5 minutes.
Yeah. No, I like that too. I mean, again, like they just, what was it, 1 year ago they gave Chisholm? I like that. He stepped in right away and I was like, this is nice. I like this a lot. This is great. Big fan. So yeah, I would absolutely give him more leash this year for sure. Yeah,
I'm curious to see too, with him like being here for the summer, getting a full like training camp with the team and actually being set to play NHL minutes, like what that's going to do for him versus just showing up here and getting thrown in.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, no,
fuck you, Cosgrove.
That's rude. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Throw Chisholm in there. Give him more leash, more responsibility, more minutes.
For those wondering, Calen Addison not currently employed. Someone will do it. We'll see how he does in the Beauty League
in Columbus.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah, but either way,
you son of a bitch.
I just know that there are people trying to put a negative spin on the Faber extension just because those people just have to exist for whatever reason. And I just don't get it. When you look at some of the other deals that get thrown out over the last few years, it's like, really? You're going to complain about this one? Like, this is all of really at this point, like we talk about our prospect pool all the time here, but like this kid just like was a stud in college, stepped into the league and was immediately your best defenseman and one of the best players on your team as far as consistency goes. We can't possibly give that guy a big deal and like not bitch about it.
You're new here, Z. Okay.
No, I'm not new here.
Things aren't going well. People are mad about everything until there's a reason to be happy. And while, yes, on paper, this is awesome, they're going to find a way to bitch and be mad until it turns into production on the ice, which sadly doesn't matter if we have Brock Faber. We're probably going to have a tough year. So people are just mad for the sake of being mad. And half of me supports them. Half of me says, calm down.
Yeah. Yeah. And I should say too, because I mentioned the offensive part, if he doesn't like pop offensively either, that still means nothing. Like it's one avenue. I did not see this offensive production coming at the start of the year. It was a very nice added bonus, obviously. But like his game is legitimately being able to play 30 minutes a night, shutting down the other team's top players. And again, the fact that he's sprinkled in the offense this year was just like cherry on top. And if there's more growth in his offensive game, then, I mean, you look at this deal and you will sign that 10 times out of 10. So I love the deal. Again, the fact that they came in under 9, A+ for me. I love it. Keep your good players here for good contracts when they are young and not 30.
But he has a no move and a partial no trade. Huh?
Oh, yeah. He gets his no partial no trade or no trade
at 5 through 8 because that's when he's eligible. Yeah. It only counts for UFA years.
Right. Yeah. So there you go. So I'm a big fan of it. Love it. Well done. And by the way, that video of Billy G or that little content there with them signing it, what he said to Brock Faber and like mom was present at the sign. Like, love that. That was cool.
How many times do you think they practiced that?
That was the 12th take. Yeah.
It's like, Dad, sit fucking still.
Sit the fuck down.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. It's great. All right. Then to the discussion that is a lot more polarizing, and I understand why people are either strongly for or strongly against. Patrik Laine. He is out of the Players Assistance Program. He is now able to talk to teams and his team for the first time. What's your interest level? Like in a vacuum, let's remove trade value, whatever. Patrik Laine, the player, what do you think?
Very interested. Absolutely. Because you take out every other part of what making that dude actually look like. Absolutely. In terms of the player, 100%. Like a fucking massive right shot, left wing, absolute sniper, one of the best shots in the league when he's actually like playing. Yeah, I mean, if you're not interested in that profile of player, I think you're crazy. Then it comes into the details as far as a contract. Is it worth, well, actually, just what that's going to cost in terms of acquiring a player like that. But like a team that desperately needs goal scoring and not just like a bunch of middle six guys. It's weird when people want to shit on like the idea of Patrik Laine because of like just the play style in general. I'm like, really? Oh yeah, no, sure. I would hate to have a guy that like at his peak was score like when he was fully like scoring a bunch of goals over 5 games, then going cold for 15, still finishing the year with fucking like 36 goals. It's like a 23-year-old. Yeah, I would hate that. I'd hate to have a guy that puts up 40 in his sleep. Like that would be terrible. Would hate to have that here. But again, with the contract situation at this point, with the Wild's contracts in general, that's where it's like, all right, man, there's not really.
When people like to say like, oh, he hasn't been good since his first couple of years, like you understand.
Wonder why?
No, but he's played partial seasons since every season except for 2. He has paced over 30 goals for a season. Yeah. He played the full season. The guy is no joke. One of like the top 5 like pure goal scorers. What's the rest of it look like? I don't know. But I think the big thing that I'm hinging on here is, okay, he was not happy in Winnipeg. Okay, he's not happy in Columbus. Everyone talks about how players want to like sign long-term and are happy in Minnesota. They talk about how strong the locker room is. Oh, no shit. Maybe playing with a guy like Kirill Kaprizov might change his attitude. Like, he could come here and he could be everything that everyone thought he was going to be. Now, again, contract, certainly problematic. But I don't know. If you can get them to retain half, and this is me completely spitballing here, probably not realistic, but you send them Dean's son, that's a given, Freddie Gaudreau, to play with his cousin. You send them Marcus Johansson, who is in a contract year. Dean likes him, and he would be a good veteran presence with Columbus. Then the question is, what are you willing to give up? Because if that's the move and they're taking some money back for, like, they're basically getting a wash for salary, you're going to have to send a good prospect or a first-round pick or something. So is the team over a guy like Carson Lambos? I know you and I aren't, but the way Russo talks, like, he's falling down that depth chart. Like, he's currently behind the likes of Spacek, right? Is he a guy that's expendable that you're willing to move as part of a deal like that? I don't know. I don't imagine the Wild are willing to send a first-round pick either, but who knows? I don't know what their tolerance is for now sending out some of the things they've acquired. So it's hard to really speak to it, but you can make the money work. It's just, are you willing to give up the premium that it takes to bring in a player like that with that retained salary and getting rid of some contracts you don't want to have?
Yeah, I mean, I also can't see them retaining half. I don't care what the deal is. There's no fucking way.
There's only 2 years left, though.
Yeah, but like, why the fuck would they do that? Unless they're that desperate to get rid of this guy, which I can't imagine they are.
There's also the flip side of it, though. Maybe a conversation with Dean is all it takes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. I honestly have, like, giving up anything meaningful would give me so much anxiety without seeing what he looks like when he comes back for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, this feels like a massive gamble, no matter what the package is, unless it's like literally like, we'll retain half and we will take nothing. Like, before we can actually see him in action when he comes back this year, it feels like an insane risk for any team to give up like a meaningful package whatsoever. But as far as like the upside goes and like the profile of player, like, they don't come around that often. Like, again, puts up 40 in his sleep, and he is 6'5", and people forget this too.
He's mean.
He's mean as fuck, dude. He's a stereotypical Finnish dude where they're like they suck to play against. I'm not calling him a defensive stalwart. He's just a fucking
prick
on the ice. Like, so I love the kid. But
the biggest thing I like about him too is 2 years isn't a big commitment, even if you're taking like more salary than half, right? If you find a way to make it work, it gives you a good runway to see if he's a guy. Whether that makes him a trade value to get rid of at that point, or a guy you want to keep long term because he seems like a good fit, I have no problem with a move like that. But again, how much of a premium are you willing to give up to make the dollars work? And I don't have that answer. And I think your point is spot on. I don't think a trade's happening before the season starts. I think Columbus, I think Don Waddell is not going to come in and be like, as my first act as general manager, I'm going to give up our best player at his lowest trade value in his entire career.
Yeah.
Probably a conversation like, dude, you want to get traded? I'll trade you. Come in and torch for the first 10 games so I can go to teams and be like, look what I got.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the other side of that too, again, like, we talk about all the time how there are certain young prospects in this pool that we would like to see get a look here at the start of this season. So it would make no sense really just to like fill that one realistic roster spot there is for some of these guys, like a Riley Heidt, Liam Ogren, whoever, and just automatically like pretty guys taking a big gamble here. But let's say you're 15, 20 games in, and you actually maybe you get a look at some of your young guys, like, and you're like, they don't appear to be ready right now, might need another year, whatever it is. Then it's like, all right, and now you have an idea of what Laine looks like when he comes back. That's what it really makes more sense to me. So right now, realistic doesn't really make sense to me at all as far as just like doing it. But, talk to me 15, 20 games into the seasons when we have a better idea what everything looks like realistically. But there's like the raw profile player, though. He's fucking a stud. Like, he is nasty. I love the guy.
Handicap it for me. Odds that JoJo plays in the top 6.
I have no fucking idea anymore. I can't even make a fucking.
My point is, like, people are like, "Oh, you're taking away another spot." No, if Johansson's part of the deal, which I think makes the most sense in the world, if you're gonna move for a Patrick Laine, because he is still a guy that makes sense to slot into a very young group in Columbus, you're potentially just replacing him with a way better fucking player, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, at that point, when you talk about like parts of the trade being guys like Gaudreau or Johansson, it's like, okay, so that means there's a pretty hefty price coming in terms of like prospects, picks, whatever it is. And yeah, I do wonder. I think it's like, listen, I love David Spacek. It is asinine to me that like there's conversation in that organization that like a guy like Lambos is falling behind him on the depth chart. In my head, I'm like, Please tell me it's just because he's left-handed. Please. Like, that's fucking crazy. That is legitimately
wasn't Spacek sent to...
He was in the ECHL. Like, again, I think Spacek has an NHL future. I think he is a very good player.
Here's the better
like,
question.
It's just fucking crazy to me that, like, that could possibly be a fact.
So let's ignore that, though. Does the drafting of Zeev Buium kind of replace Lambos' spot in the future lineup?
That's what I mean. That's where I'm like, all right, you like left hand, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Either way, it would be legitimately, like, I think it should be a fireable offense for any of those people in the Minnesota Wild hockey ops to walk into the office one day and say, we have given up on Carson Lambos.
Not giving up, but like if you...
No, that's the same thing. That's the same fucking thing. I am telling you, that's the same thing.
No, I'm just saying.
Fucking crazy.
If you have conversations with Laine and you actually think that he's like the right guy to move for, you're calling it giving up on Lambos if he's part of that trade?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I literally just meant if that's their pecking order, if that's where that I'm like, fuck off. I give up. I'm done doing this. I need to find a new pool.
Agree. We're good there.
Yeah.
All right, then we can move past that. That was fun. I do still think there's an outside chance that Dean can talk Laine into giving it a shot.
Yeah,
we'll see. Last piece here, going into the prospect portion of the show. World Junior Summer Showcase. I know we've had some games. We still have yet to see the one that everyone wants to see, of course. USA versus Canada coming up on Saturday. Z, what do we need to know from what's happened so far in the showcase?
Yeah, well, so one of the things that stood out immediately, because I have brought this recently drafted player up a few times and like just wanted to get a better sense of what's going on. A guy like Sebastian Swing for Finland has been really interesting. Just again, like you see exactly what the Wild saw when they took him where they did. I mean, I would say it was a pretty, like, I didn't really have a complaint one way or the other about where they took him or not. But when you just see him on a given shift, you can see those tools. Like a guy at that size, he's a right shot D-man that, again, he moves as well as he does. He's as skilled as he is. It's just waiting for him to put it together, like all in one. And there's like you just see flashes constantly. So he did score one goal so far through the 3 games he's played in this tournament. Again, more of just like kind of a hopeful shot from the blue line that got through. But again, like if he can really put it together and just figure it out, there is a legit defenseman in there that could be a solid presence on your second pair. That flashes some upside in terms of the offensive game. Like he's got a long way to go, just in terms of like, especially the offensive side of things, with the decision making. But I mean, like again, you just see like there's some shifts where like, oh, there it is. Like that's exactly what they're drafting. And then again, some of the decisions he makes, like sometimes when he loses the puck at times, and the passes he goes where it's like, oh, okay, all right, well, that's why he didn't go like in the first 3 rounds. But there is a legit player in there. And again, I've said this before, I really think he should not have played a full year, basically, playing pro hockey in Finland. Like it would have done him a world of difference to play in the U20 league over there. But I mean, he played in that second division of Finland for like 30, 40 games on a pretty average to not so good team where they were pretty much getting fucking shelled like constantly. And it really kind of cost him like opportunities to go play the World Juniors, like U18s. Like he really lost the opportunity to go play at those events. And I can't help but wonder if a lot of like the subpar play at times just came from him being like a little bit like over his skis playing pro hockey at 18 years old, 17 years old. So, but again, at this tournament so far, there's been a lot more good than bad. And he's a 6'2" right shot defenseman that moves that well and like can defend. And you see flashes of the offensive upside. I really do think there is a legit player in there. I'm very intrigued. Just by him in general, especially when you look at like the right shot defenseman they have in the pool already. Like there's a few compared to like the left side of things. So he's just so interesting to me. So that was one of my main takeaways. And I also found out the other day, I didn't even know Laine was captaining Team Finland today. He finally got on the score sheet. Knee drop one time against USA in the one game Finland's won so far. But he's just doing the same thing that he always does, which is basically be 6'4" and somehow successfully get to the neutral zone with the puck every single time he touches it, moving 8 miles an hour. It breaks my brain. But Finland, as usual at some of these tournaments, especially the last like 5 or 6 years, they're a little bit not quite up to speed with everybody else. But the one cool thing, though, was for USA, Judd'z. First of all, the 3 assists he has, he's so fucking good. The sky is the limit for this fucking kid. And I forget what exactly it was, but he took a break from this tournament to lead the athlete oath at the Junior Maccabi games in Detroit. So you're just getting a great kid who took a break from the tournament to go do that. But like when he's playing, like every time he touches the puck, especially offensive zone, he is just dancing people out of their shoes. So one of the first assist that he had against, I think it was Finland, where he danced 3 of their defenders and just put one on the tape, backdoor, easy tap in. Like, he is fucking unbelievable. I still can't believe they got him when they got him.
I love Danny Briere. We need to send him a fruit basket.
Yeah, no, he should be in the Ring of Honor. He should give Minnesota Wild Ring of Honor. I don't even use his Flyers jersey. I don't care. But yeah, I mean, the Sabres. 3 games that Williams played in, yeah, fair enough. It's a sick jersey too. More of the same from Bouillon, and it's just crazy. You want to talk about? I said before with Faber, like he's only getting better with everything that Bouillon's accomplished already at his age. It's crazy to me that he is literally only going to improve. So, yeah, no, it's be interesting now that Canada's gonna be coming because they've been doing again, like I said, their own thing for a little bit, which it's so weird. It's so fucking weird to me that they do their own mini tournament and then they come play a couple games at the Summer Showcase.
Well, they don't
want go back to do their own thing.
They don't want other countries to witness anything happening. But with Bouillon, a lot of people are talking about it. They're like, oh, yeah, he's for sure here as soon as Denver season is over. Do you think that he will be NHL ready after this season? Because I think Brock Faber has set very unrealistic expectations for people that like, oh, if you're sick in college, you're going to come in and you're going to be even better in pro.
Yeah, that's like one of the only things working against a guy like Zeke Bouillon right now in this market is the fact that Brock Faber just did what he did. I would assume that he probably, assuming all goes well this year at Denver, sure, he signs, but I wouldn't expect him to step right in, immediately go play top 4 minutes. Because when you look at like what Faber did, he got more responsibility in the playoffs as every game went on. But it was kind of like, oh, fuck. Oh, it's all right. This works. But Bouillon, with what he has accomplished at Denver in his fucking freshman year, that's another thing people need to remember. Faber played 3 years, right? Or was it 2?
He played 3. Yeah.
He did play 3.
Right.
So, like, and that's a big fucking year. Like, it is. Like, it just is. But
like, shameless plug, everyone go listen to Fellowship of the Rink, latest episode. We had Paul Martin on, and he explained flawlessly how it was that Faber made that transition so easily and played better in the NHL than he did in college. Like, right. There's good reason for why Faber was that perfect prototype, whereas, again, Steve Bouillon going to be sick. I'm not convinced that it's going to be as quickly as some people expect / hope.
Completely different player,
Completely different.
The big thing that made Bouillon as successful as he was the fact that he put like 50 fucking points as a defenseman and like a lot of flash, which on the other side of things did like unfairly give him, for the people that just don't watch him every game, it's the super weird thing where it's just like put up a lot of points, he's terrible at defending. Like, well, that's not true. He's very good at it, but it's just not his main calling card. Yeah, like you said,
you got to both. It's not allowed.
Right? Yeah, it can't be. It's not possible.
Is Cale Makar good offensively or defensively? I'll hang up and listen.
Offense, he's a fucking absolute liability, just like Ryan Gosling and Remember the Titans.
What a pull! So that's my favorite thing that pops up like once every 2 or 3 years. Like, everyone loves Ryan Gosling, but they forget he was an absolute liability at free safety in the championship. Like, god damn it.
An absolute liability.
So much so that he had to tap in the guy from Scrubs.
Yeah. So good. No, but like the thing that made Bouillon so good was the fact that he was so good offensively. Now, fortunately, like he is also a very good defender in his own right. But Faber's main calling card, the reason that he was so successful is his style just generally like has always lent itself to the more like prototypical defenseman as far as like not needing to put up offensive numbers to like really stand out or whatever. Z Bouillon with what he does, there's going to be a longer like track for him to like really establish himself as like not just a regular NHL defenseman, but an impact NHL D-man. That's the other thing.
He's
too.
A young kid too. Like
he's super
drafted in his college freshman year. A lot of guys were drafted before they even get to college. Like, he's got time. Would it shock me if he signs after this year in Denver? No. Do I think that he's going to play a meaningful role in Minnesota right away? No. And if he does, I'll be thrilled. But that's just not my expectation.
Yeah. So, like, and again, like you said, like the fact that Faber did what he did this year, sign that ticket now, like that's automatically putting a crazy, like, completely out of his control, like an unfair expectation, I'm sure, for a guy like Z Bouillon. Like, and people forget too, like Faber, 2nd round pick, not that much like hype around unless you were really following the draft. Like Faber falling in the 2nd round, all of us were like shitting ourselves. We're like, can he fuck? Like he's so fucking good. But he
would also develop a ton in college. Like, don't get me wrong, he was always sick.
That's what I mean.
Once he hit college and you like watch what happened after he was drafted, it's like, oh no.
Yeah. They have that guy. That's crazy. That's the other thing too. Like Bouillon literally got drafted with all that pedigree, and like everyone was shocked that he fell to 12 or 13, whatever it was.
Which is fun.
So I mean, that just adds the layer of expectation. So like, we'll see what happens. Again, I would assume at this point, like he's pretty much accomplished everything he could possibly accomplish with where he is. But again, assuming this is a successful season with Denver, which I think it will be, yeah, I'm sure he'll sign. But like the expectation should not be the same as a guy like Faber. Like it just shouldn't be. But it will be.
And honestly, if he goes back for a 3rd year of college, I'm not going to be mad.
It might be good. It might be a good thing, actually.
It depends on the state of that team and the NCHC and college hockey in general. But yes,
fair enough.
I'm inclined to go with that. I'm good with it. Okay, who else we need to talk about here from the World Junior Summer Showcase?
The only other guy that I had anything on, like James Higgins, dude, for 2025, he is fucking so good. Like sometimes you just watch some of these kids play, and you just like, I really like seeing it in person because you're just like you're scouting, and you have like 2 people next to you also scouting. You have no idea who the fuck they are. And every time this kid steps over the boards, I just know if I was there in person, I would just look to my left and be like, That kid fucking is so good at hockey. It's unbelievable. Like, he's got, I think it's 4 or 5 points in the 3 games he's played in. He's playing like middle 6 minutes, but like, it's so funny. Like, a couple of his points are coming from him, like stripping the puck in the offensive zone on the forecheck, then dancing one guy, and then putting like Cole Eisman, he's just serving him backdoor. And then there's one goal that he scored as an absolute snipe. Like, the puck fucking hit the net and bounced out to the blue line. Like, he literally can do everything. He is ungoddamn believable. So rightfully the consensus first overall right now. So we'll see what it looks like when Canada comes down with Porter Martone.
Sure. If he was draft eligible this year, where would he have gone?
I feel like he would have gone probably somewhere in the middle of that, like, the first crop of D-men.
Like 4 to 7, somewhere in that range?
Probably closer to, like, yeah. 4 to 7 sounds, like, in the top of my head, it sounds crazy, but
6
at
to
the same
10.
time, what he can do. Yeah.
I tell you what, let's play it then. Columbus, would you take Lindstrom or him?
You got to go Lindstrom just in terms of the size, skill package, and what he gives you all around.
Okay.
But that's like,
Montreal.
again, you remember
Demidov. Yes, correct. Which apparently that's the pick that, like, apparently everyone's like freaking out about with Merrick, which we're not going to continue going into that because I'm just sad. But all right, 6 then was a Ginla. Do you want a Ginla or Hagens?
I think I'll go Hagens, dude.
Now, is that because they reached on a Ginla?
No, that's just the overall package in general. Like, what Hagens can do, both sides of the puck, and the fact that he has also just been this player basically since he's come on the scene. Yeah, I still go. And we know that there is a more than likely chance that he is actually a legit center at the NHL level. Like, a lot of Ginla's hype came from the fact, like, he might be able to play center. He's like, no, well, James Hagens is absolutely a center.
Fair. All right. I think I know your answer on the next one. 7.
Hagens. Next question.
Okay. Here's the fun one. Number 8. This is a tough one for you.
I'll still go Catton.
I figured you'd keep Catton there. I mean, 3 on your big board. He's got to be there. All right. Now I'm already drawing a blank. Let's see. Who picked 9th? That was Calgary.
Parekh.
Who are you taking? Parekh or Hagens?
Hagens.
Okay. So at this point, is it Hagens over everyone? Minnesota Wild at 12. Do you want Hagens? Or do you want Boyle?
I have not answered this question, sir. Fuck off.
I plead the 5th.
The podcast is over.
Better yet. Okay. Philadelphia Flyers at 12. Do you trade down to let someone else take Boyum who you're afraid to draft, or do you take Hagens?
Shut up.
Not knowing who the alternative was at 13, because that impacts it, certainly.
No, you just go Hagens there, dude.
Okay, we can move off from that. I haven't even seen, I think I'm pulling it up right now. I think they have it now. Okay, yep, they've got some names here for the Canadian team finally. Anyone in particular you're excited to see if they do, in fact, play in that matchup against USA on Saturday?
Again, I'm assuming, like, Porter Martone is in that. Like, they said that he will be going.
Okay.
Like, that's the number, like, again, like, he actually has.
Do they have a full roster for, like, who's playing Saturday? Has that been, like?
No, this is literally like a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty, like, Martone should be there.
Well, they're all, like, on this list, but there's more players than can play. Like, do we have any sense for who's going to be playing against the U.S.?
No, I don't know if they've actually. I haven't.
There's names. There's names.
I've done not so much of a. I haven't looked into it that much, but I'm curious. Like, how many? Because there should be a couple of those legit 2025 players or prospects like Porter Martone, like Matthew.
Vincent Collard out of the queue. Wait. On here, they list it backwards. It's LHJMQ. That is going to hurt my brain. Let's see. So we've got, again, Vincent Collard. We've got Porter Martone. We've got Malcolm Spence.
Malcolm Spence. That's another guy.
That was all forwards. Now I'll go to defense.
Schaefer must be on that fucking list.
Is Schaefer a forward or defenseman?
He's defenseman.
Okay, so let's see here.
My first team off the board.
No, they don't have any. They don't have a single 25 on defense.
I was about to say, I wonder if they're all going to go to the Holinka. That's it. So, like, I mean, same thing with the U.S. Like, Logan Hensler will beat the Holinka. It's not their World Junior Summer Showcase. Wait, is he actually? Now that I think about it, I probably should have just said that without double checking.
No, fire from the hip. We love it.
Yeah, no.
This group for Canada though is actually like very fucking scary.
Yeah, no. Logan Hensler is there. Fuck.
Oh my goodness. From Mateo, is Hensler a realistic hope if the Wild land in a similar draft position next year? Way too early.
Way too early, but no. At this point, you
got him going like 6 to 9, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, a lot of people have him and Schaefer going as far as like defensemen, like 1 and 2. I'll take Schaefer all day. He's unfucking believable. But Logan Hensler's obviously awesome. I'm curious to see how it goes this year. He's going to Wisconsin. Going there as fucking draft eligible. That's crazy. Bro, go anywhere else. Any
other location would be much, much safer.
Yeah. No, at this point, though, with all the projections out there, like, there's no chance he goes after 10. But we are talking in August of 24. So.
Dude, let me just read this list. And some of the names aren't as, like, popping, but by and large, these are some stupid names at forward. Denver Barkey, Colby Barlow, Cole Beaudoin, Matthew Cataford, Berkeley Catton, Vincent Collard, Easton Cowan, Andrew Crystal, Ethan Gauthier, Riley Height, Tanner Howe, Tija Ginla, Caden Lindstrom, Chet Luchenko, Porter Martone, Bradley Nadeau, Luca Pinelli, Carson Raykopf, Callum Ritchie, Anthony Romani, Beckett Seneke, Malcolm Spence, Carson Wetch, Matthew Wood, shout out Gophers, and Braden Yeager, shout out Penguins. That is, that's scary.
Some would say that they're good. Some would say. There's an argument to be had that is a good roster of players.
That worries me. But if Isha asks, mid.
It's also the summer showcase, so it's like whatever. But I mean, Canada's they might fucking roll at the Holinka again. Like the fucking names that they have. It's scary. So
when's the Holinka?
The end of August, so it should be a couple weeks.
Fun. Will that at least be like easily viewable?
Oh god, what do they usually stream it on? They have it on like hockey. Nope, NHL Network. I was about to say Hockey Central. It's like Merrick's on the brain. So there you go.
Oh, dude, I love this. At the very bottom, I just noticed they have a special category for invited but unable to attend.
Yeah.
Aquilin Celebrini.
Yeah.
They just had to include his name. It's all
you
for
think he might have a chance to make the team.
I'm going to go with no, because I don't think there's a shot in hell that the Sharks are going to let him go.
Yeah.
Hang on. How sick would it be if they were just like, fuck it, we're not good this year. Him and Smith both go. Let's see who can win.
Yeah, you guys have to fight.
Bonus attached to it.
Yeah, we'll give you guys a $200,000 bonus if you go puck drop, opening face off, drop the gloves, and fucking go.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. I think that's about it, though. That's all we got today.
Did it. Did the thing. Date not yet fully confirmed, but we will be revitalizing the I think before it was literally like a twice a year thing, every 6 months roughly. We would go on with the Sound the Foghorn boys, and we would do our latest rankings of the Minnesota Wild prospect pool. Now that they have shut down operations, they're jumping on with us, and they're going to do it here. And we'll probably be releasing them in like installments of 5 guys at a time, but we'll be pre-recording and banking all of it. And that'll probably carry us through up until the season with, of course, whatever else we throw in the meantime. But yeah, stay tuned for that. And Z, am I correct that until we get to more like October, we're going to be sticking with Thursdays here? Z's work from home day makes it easier. And once the season starts, we will see what happens, but we might be picking another day entirely just based on the Minnesota Wild schedule. Hint, they do not play on many Mondays, so it might end up being Monday.
Could be a Monday.
Could be a Monday. Also a work from home day for Z, so look at that. Win-win.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
There you go.
You guys rock. Thank you for whatever reason, continuing to listen to us.
There's got to be like 3 people, max. Like, there's no fucking way anyone really suffers through this much.
I forget. You have like no access and you don't see any of the numbers or actually have any idea how many people listen to the podcast.
Nope, no clue. I have no
We're going to
idea.
keep it that way. I'm going to let you assume it's 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise I might get too comfortable.
I don't want you to get too fat and like ride off it like the Chicklets boys, which got to give them a shout out. And I feel bad for Biz. So they had Brock Faber on recently. Like they pre-banked it like 6 weeks early, I think, and had like dropped it because the signing was announced, right? Dude, Biz got carved. He basically like they threw out questions back before they interviewed him and like said like, hey, let us know if there's topics you want us to ask him about. And people fed him like lines of shit, like just patently false things. Like it was so funny. He like asked, he's like, yeah, so story is that your old man, when you were growing up playing youth hockey, he'd show up to all the games wearing a chicken suit. And Faber's like, I don't know where you're getting your information. I don't think I've ever seen my dad wear a costume in his life. And he's like, well, I fucking hate Twitter. And you could tell, like, after, like, he had, like, 2 or 3 topics that were all, like, in that vein. And he was just rattled at that point. It's like, I'm just going to ask softball questions. I'm out.
I love that. It's also that's the most believable thing I've ever heard. I haven't listened to any of this shit in a long time. I
don't listen very often, but as soon as I saw Brock Faber was the interview, I'm like, I'll listen to this. He's actually like, he'll swear. He'll get into it. I was surprised.
No,
I swear. I've never heard it.
No, I've
never heard it.
That's it.
Brock, your glasses.
Buy him out. He swore. Buy him out. Fuck him.
He said a couple swears.
That absolute piece of shit.
It was actually a good interview, though. Like, sorry, I take it back. Brock was really good. I say this objectively because I'm not like talking shit because what they've built is awesome. Out of their interviews, this one seemed like they mailed it in and just like kind of showed up and recorded instead of like planning anything, because it was just like very like bounce around haphazard. Like they didn't really have a plan, but all the things they got into and talked about were great. Like they had good topics. It was just like there wasn't really any like logic or flow to it, which they usually do an okay job of. So I was a little kind of surprised by that, but whatever. Like chalk it up. We still got some really good Brock Faber content out of it, and I enjoyed it still. So,
yeah. I mean, honestly, the way they usually talk about anyone that's not Marcus Foligno on the Wild. That doesn't surprise me at all.
I'm waiting too for like I haven't seen nearly enough Twitter outrage that Brock would go on that show. Because people carved Foligno and Russo. Like, it was, like, ruthless. They were so pissed.
Yeah.
Why?
People should just give up on that.
Never.
Well, there's a lot of other like real world things to get very mad about. I think like they're distracted at this point.
Yeah, like equestrian crip walks.
Artistic swimming really has the people up in arms lately. So, anyways, we should turn this off. Thursdays, I think that's what we said. Right?
Thursdays, baby.
Thursdays. Be on the lookout. We're doing that prospect show with our boys, and it'll be great. It's always fun, especially when Isha doesn't shut the fuck up about nonsense.
He doesn't have first off anymore.
If you think that's not going to still be his first overall,
no, it can't. It has to be a player in the system.
He's going to be like, I don't care. Maybe.
All right, then I'm going Hovanov first.
He's going to cut off Zeke a million times.
Top vibes.
That's what's going to happen.
The one I just hope Zeke figures out his fan this time.
I don't think it's mine. That's one of the
That was the best. Like that
show,
and then like no one would talk, and you just see his box lit up for making noise. It's like, yeah, dude, 99% sure it's you. Like that is definitely not.
I don't think so.
We're back. It only took us like 2 episodes to be back on the role models train. Look at me, Steve Garvin, stealing TVs. That is not me.
That is not me. That is actually legitimately my personal. That's top 5 scene. I cannot. Every time that comes on, I am legitimately in tears for 4 days. I am obsessed with that one.
That movie is just incredible.
So good. Fuck. Anyways, let's get out of here. You're welcome and sorry that you're still here. I don't know. There you go. That's it. That would be great.
That's a good
we could have signed off right at the 420 bots. Anyways, 1:30 go. Oh, it's still going. It still is.
Of course he has a turtle.
Of course he has a fucking turtle.